Vedic age from history.
Between 1500 to 500 BCE, that is before the Common Era, is often bring up towards the Vedic age, as most of the information about this period of Vedic age comes from the Vedic literature. Vedic literature that includes the four Vedas, the Puranas, the Brahmanas, the Aryanyakas, and the Upanishads. Vedas, which are among the world's oldest religious scripture, I repeat, world's oldest religious scripture, and are the sacred texts of Hindus and are the most important source of information about the Aryan. Now there are four main Vedas: the Rig Veda, the Samaveda, the Yajur Veda, and the Atharva Veda. The Rig Veda contains hymns, a religious song or poem in praise of God and Goddess. It is nothing but religious song or poem which we usually chant in praise of God and Goddess. The Samavedas are the rearrangement of Rig Veda for musical rendering. Now what is rendering? Rendering is nothing but a performance of a piece of music or drama. Now we will talk about the Yajur Veda. Yajur Veda contains sacrificial prayers, while the Atharva Veda contains charms and incantations. Vedic age can be divided into two: early Vedic period, later Vedic period. There is a difference in the life of the people during these two stages. Let us look at the social condition relevant during this Vedic period. Most of the information of the early Vedic age comes from the Rig Veda. Therefore, this period is also referred to as the Rig Vedic period. In the early Vedic period, the Aryan families lived in villages. Society in this period was basically semi-nomadic in nature, where patriarchal system was followed, with the oldest male member being the head of the family, or Kulapati or Grihapati. The son of the Grihapatis took over his father's responsibility after his father's death. Now students, we will talk about the position of women, both in the early Vedic age and later Vedic age. Well, women were given due respect in early Vedic age. Daughters at the age of 16 or 17 are allowed to choose their husbands. Widow remarriage was permitted and child marriage did not exist. Women could participate in yagnas and can perform sacrifices. They participate in public assemblies too. However, this situation changed with the transition to the later Vedic period. In this period, society became very complex and the status of women declined. Women were no longer allowed to choose their husbands. They were not allowed to participate in yagnas and they don't have the right to property either. Varna system. The Vedas introduced the Varna system into the society. The society was divided into four social classes based on their occupation. The first is the Brahmin, that is the priest who look after the religious matter. Second, the Kshatriyas, were the warrior aristocrats who protected the tribe. Third, the Vaishyas, who were mainly traders, farmers, and craftsmen. Fourth class of the Sudras, who were farm workers, servants, and laborers. Four stages of man's life, or four ashrams. In the Vedic period, family traditions influenced a person's life and upbringing. The division of Aryans into four Vedic period or stage were done in the later Vedic period. The first stage was the Brahmacharya stage, which was the period of education and discipline. The second stage was Grihastha stage, referring to marriage and family. The third stage was Vanaprastha stage, was for an attempt to gain spiritual and philosophical knowledge. And fourth was Sannyasa stage, a period of reincarnation, or we can say moksha. Education. In the Vedic period, students were nurtured at Gurukuls, or the home of Guru, who was much privileged. The Gurukuls were often situated at the outskirts of the city and even in the forest. The students resided at the Gurukuls and were expected to learn Vedas and take care of the surroundings. Barley, rice, and milk product and soma were consumed by the Aryan peoples. They wore very simple clothes and jewelries, and they enjoyed music, competitive sports, festivals, and gambling.